For ACUsports.com, I'm Grant Boone as we talk a little Wildcat tennis here as we shiver in the cold of January with Micah Hermsdorf, the senior from Spring, Texas, and Hutton Jones, about to start his 18th season here at ACU as the tennis coach. Let's start with you, Micah. Getting ready this weekend to head up to Indiana for the Hoosier Invitational. So tell us about the weekend and what you expect against some really good D1 schools.
I think we competed pretty well against these D1 schools last year, or at least last semester. So I think we're all just ready to have fun and get to go back and actually compete in the D1 conference since it is our first year there. So I think we're all just ready to see what we can put on the court.
You had some good experience in some nice events in the fall. So how did that get you ready, and how, honestly, in January, how ready can you be?
Last semester we did play a lot of really good tournaments in schools, so I really think that helped us gradually get to the level where we compete really well. The last tournament that we went to in Memphis, I think, really showed how all of us have grown athletically and competitively, because I think we all really showed that we can hang with these D1 schools. And we have played with D1 schools in the past,
Sure.
So it wasn't a complete shocker, but I think from last fall we'll be more prepared for this coming semester where we do constantly get to play these D1 schools.
Sure. Last year you finished with Hannah 15th nationally in terms of the national doubles rankings. So has your coach here told you who you're going to play with this weekend?
He hasn't told me completely who I'm playing with, but in practice I have been playing with my sister the past couple days. So okay. I did play with Brittany last semester, so I mean, it's up to him who I get to play with. But
let's ask him. What do you say? Coach Jones, who's she going to play with this weekend?
Not telling.
What?
We'll unveil
I won't
that
tell anybody. Just sneak it to me.
Your favorite partner is whoever you're playing with that day.
Yes,
is
right.
the philosophy.
Mm-hmm. So, well, let's talk about what does Micah bring to this team specifically, because you've had some terrific players move on after last year.
Well, I mean, Michael she was impressive to me just from the get-go. As far as I was a little surprised, to be honest with you. I knew she was good, but her freshman year, I want to say she got to the semis of the regional tournament and probably should have won the match she lost. It may have been the quarters, but to the girl who was 1 or 2 along with Julia. So she didn't just learn to play when she came here. I do think she's learned to compete much better than she did. She knows what's happening out there a little bit more overall. So, but the difference is she had the luxury of playing 4, and then I think she was thrown right into 2 her second year. So but now, I'm not saying she's going to play every match at number 1, but she's, senior and she's got the experience. So I would say she's going to play a lot at number 1. And she'll be fine up there. I was just telling her before we walked in here, she's, it's almost like you're going to have to let the wins and losses happen, and you just keep competing like you do, and it'll take care of itself. And she'll be right there in every match she plays. But.
Yeah, great match in the regionals last year with a terrific player from A&M. So we've talked about this before, haven't we? You've always scheduled tough teams. You've always scheduled D1. So for your team, transitioning as a program to Division I doesn't maybe quite have the shock as it might for other schools or other programs. And you start right out with a really good test this weekend. It's the Hoosier Invitational, so obviously Indiana's hosting it. But you also get Marquette. You get a ranked Oregon team. Harvard's there. They've got a good ranked doubles team as well. So what do you expect this weekend?
I expect to walk into a buzzsaw a little bit, to be honest with you, as far as there's gonna be a little shock value. You can't create the competitive feeling, even though I feel like our girls are in shape and they've competed in the fall, that it will come back to them. But as far as, hey, we're where we're gonna be in 2 months, I don't think we're close. But you got to get started, and to me, there's no better way than just playing some of the best people, if we're tough enough spirit-wise to just keep, coming after them. We'll be there in 2 months, and I think these girls we have enough experience and competitiveness that they're going to respond well.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, a big weekend as a new tennis season begins up in Indiana. For the coach Hutton Jones and for Micah Hermsdorf, I'm Grant Boone for ACUsports.com.